Hey goddesses, how you doing? How you doing, beautiful? How you doing, gorgeous? Look, I hope your day is spectacular. I hope it's amazing. I hope it's splendid. I hope this day is bringing you all that you dreamed of and more, honey. And so we're looking at the topic of self-sabotage. Sugar. So, how do we know? How do we know if we're sabotaging ourselves? Because sometimes, sugar, self sabotage can disguise itself as being realistic, as looking at all, taking the pros and the cons and looking at the big picture. Sometimes we can wrap self sabotage up in some stuff, honey. Look. Sometimes we can be so guilty of it and not even know it. And not even know it. So, how do we know if we are sabotaging ourselves? Now, honey, look, first of all, let me just say this. There are many, many, many ways that we can sabotage ourselves. So, this is by no means an exhaustive list, right? But these are the top three ways that I see in my coaching practice, in working with my fitness clients, and living my own life. These are the top three ways that I notice that we sabotage ourselves. Okay. The first way we do it is we have way more reasons why what we want to happen can't happen than we do as to why it can happen. Right. And so that looks like I want to have more free time in my life, but I don't have time. Life is busy. Work is hard. I'm overworked. I'm stressed. I don't have time. I have other responsibilities, right? So you can see here we have way more reasons, way more energy is going to what we don't want to manifest, which is more of what we're already doing, right? Well, if life is already busy and we got too many responsibilities, honey, that's already happening. So basically, we're not putting any energy towards what we want to manifest. And let me just tell you something here, sugar. And that really can get very icky because then we begin to feel even worse because we know we want to do something different, but we have all these reasons why it can't happen, right? So it creates just this place. So look, goddesses, this is one thing we've got to be aware of. I mean, and if you catch yourself saying you want something and you got all these reasons it can't happen, know that you are sabotaging yourself. It's not just the way the world is. It's not just the way life is. It's not that, I'm busy and I just don't have time. I mean, that could be part of the truth, but then there's also a part of the truth that is I'm not putting as much energy towards what I want. The second thing we do, right, is we can begin to argue for our limitations. Now, this could be like part two of the first one, really. So let's say you say, I really want to just take better care of myself, but I just don't have time in my life. I've got the kids, I've got this, I've got that, right? And then maybe a friend says, well, I'll keep the kids for you. Well, no, because that's okay because I don't have any time anyway. I mean, I'm going to do if you take the kids is do something else. Like you begin to actually argue for the fact that it can't happen for you. You begin to, and so one place you are looking at why it can't happen, and then the other place we kind of dig in deeper and argue why it's not possible, why we can't do it, right? So those two tend to go hand in hand, and usually when we see that cycle in our lives, it's a time to go, whoa, I've really got some blockage. I'm blocking it. Like it can't come to me. If I have more reasons why it can't happen, and then when opportunities present itself for it to happen, I argue against that, then how is it going to come to me? How do I know it's not already trying to come to me and I'm blocking it? I would go out on a limb, sugar, and say it is trying to come to you. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, indeed. That's what I would say right there. On that note, I'm gonna sip some tea. Let you think about it for a second. Think about it. Mm. Yes, indeed, baby. And look, the last one is we make things harder than they have to be. And sometimes this comes in the form of perfectionism. Sometimes we make up the story. We want to be prepared. We want to get ready. And I ain't got no bones of being prepared. And what I know as a coach, is moving forward is powerful. And so sometimes we make up all of this story. Oh, if I start working out more, I'm gonna have to get clothes. I'm gonna have to get a gym membership. Sometimes it's just like, nope, just put on the clothes you got and walk around the block. Okay. Sometimes it's just start moving. Just do something. Because let me tell you the power of doing something, goddesses. When we go from stagnant to moving, we begin to create momentum. So when we start finding ways to, even in small ways, to do what we want to do on a bigger scale, we actually begin to create that movement in our lives. Okay? Okay. So check your life. See if you're sabotaging yourself. See if there are any places where, you can say, I could, do a little bit better around that. And again, goddesses, it's never about judgment. It's never about being wrong. It's about understanding, what choices we're making and how those choices are impacting our lives and how we want to change our choices. Well, that's it. And that's all. Look, goddesses, if you want more of this, check me out on Patreon. All kinds of good stuff there, honey. Workshops, how-tos. Come to Patreon with your pen and paper, honey, because a lot of times, we'll break it down and I'll give you notes on how to do different things to start to release certain patterns. Okay, goddesses? All right, well, that's it, and that's all. And I see you next time. And until then, how do we do all things? We do all things goddessy. Oh, and it's patreon.com/all things goddessy. And the information is in the description. All right. Mwah. See y'all next time. Bye-bye.